Guest for our first guest back here in 2023. We have got Farmer Gronk himself. That's right. The pride of Lexington, Ohio, turned Ohio State tight end. Cade Stover is joining us right now from Buckeye Land. How's everything going down there for you, buddy?
What's up, guys? Everything's good, man. Just living life down here.
Yeah, glad that you could join us. And I love the nickname Farmer Gronk. Where did that come from, and do you like it?
I don't really know. I think somebody on Twitter said it one time and kind of grew a lot of traction with it there. So basically, stuff was just kind of rolled from there. But it's all right. It works when it works out.
All right, let's dive right into this last season for you guys. Obviously successful. One of 4 teams to get into the college football playoff, but obviously a tough way to lose the game to Georgia and then no Big Ten championship. So give me your thoughts on the season and how much success would you associate with it and what you guys accomplished?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough ending for us, but I mean, it still doesn't take away. I mean, 11 other games we played throughout that season. I mean, it's special. It's a special place to play and a special group of guys we had on that team last year. So, I mean, this is a bit bad as it hurt at the end of the season. Still, I mean, that's a successful, good season for us.
Obviously, you're one of the toughest kids on the team, if not maybe the toughest dude out there. So for you to leave the ball game against Georgia, it had to take a lot. Give us some insight about the injury and about your recovery process and where you're at with all of that.
Yeah, I broke my L1 and L2 transverse processes, which is basically not on the spine, but like a little bone thingy hanging off the spine, kind of. So basically, no surgery required. It'll heal up 100% fine. I'm running back 100%, like 95% right now. So it's healed up well, like the 4.5 week mark as far as recovery wise right now. So a couple more weeks, I'll be good back doing everything else I need to do.
Yeah, Cade, and just having that kind of transition right into the offseason and what's going on. I know you said, down there working out already. I just kind of wondered, how does it impact you guys positively knowing some of the guys you do have back, like you, Tommy, Steele, the list goes on and on, Marvin. How does that impact the team in your preparation in the offseason, just going in with all those guys coming back?
Oh, it's big. I mean, it's just nice. It's nice to have familiar faces there and not have just a completely new group of guys. I mean, we bring back a lot of the local leaders this year. So, I mean, we're super excited to see what this year brings. I mean, we got a long way to go to make it special yet, but we got a long time to do it.
Who would you say has kind of emerged as the front runner right now to be your starting quarterback coming up this next season?
It's a good question. I couldn't tell you. They're both very, very good players. I feel comfortable with either of them in our hand.
Take us through your offseason workouts right now. What does it look like to be an Ohio State football player during the offseason right now in the month of January? What are you guys getting into?
We are lifting heavy weights right now. Lifting heavy weights, trying to run as fast as you can. I mean, offseason training never really changes. It's always lift heavy, try to run fast, and then just in the summer it goes lift a little bit less heavy and then run a little bit farther just to get in shape more. But right now we're basically focused on all the speed stuff we can and just explosive movements and power and just seeing how strong you can get.
You were always a big dude when you were at Lexington, but when I saw you your freshman year and you came back for a basketball game, I mean, you had put on a ton of weight. So the weightlifting, obviously, it's working out there. What about the nutrition and what they're having you do right now? Like, what kind of a calorie intake are you having to carb up on a day-to-day basis right now?
Yeah, I mean, so when I first got here, I was like 225, 230-ish, and right now I'm like 258, 260. So basically, but like it was coming here was like a 225 of just bone. Basically, it wasn't much definition to you. I mean, they basically train. They'll make you whatever they want to make you. So they want you to be 300 pounds, they'll make you 300 pounds. Whether that's eating UDF milkshakes all the time or just eating steaks, everything else. Like whatever your diet plan, everybody's is different. For me, it's more or less. I mean, I have a little meal plan they put together, and I just take home meals with me every day that I eat that are designed specifically to what I need.
It's kind of related to some of your nutrition and your workout plan, and I was just kind of curious. The last few seasons have had a chance to cover Big Walnut when they've taken on Massillon here in town, and it got me thinking, have you ever had a workout session with your cousin Garrett, who I know just obviously recently committed to Ohio State? You guys ever get together for a workout or a lift?
No, we've never actually like physically sat down and worked out. He was always, when I was in high school, he was always in like 6th and 7th grade, kind of kind of the age where like it wasn't like you're not old enough, you have to work out. But now, like I wish he was 1 year older. I was 1 year younger, so we could play 1 year together. But he'll do great things wherever without me there, so he'll be fun.
Were you a decent part of the cog that helped get him out there to Columbus to be a part of the Buckeyes?
I had nothing to do with it. He was. I mean, that's his decision. I told him. I mean, that's your. I mean, if you have any questions, anything else, just ask me. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I mean, that's his decision, and I mean, he has to be happy with what he makes right there, and we can't. I mean, you can't influence that.
Well, tell me about some of your influences to come back to Ohio State for a 5th season. What were some of the big factors that played into that for you?
Lifelong. Like at this point, you gotta really base your decisions off what is logically right, not so much emotionally right. I love this place. I love playing here, so I had no trouble coming back one more year. That's for sure. But basically, you have an end goal in mind, and that's for me. It's to farm one day and be able to farm and tell my pops and my mom, like, hey, man, like, we're just farming one day. You guys just got to worry about farming. Like, no other job, nothing else. So basically, it came down to what's going to get me there quickest and what's the best option is to get me there and stay there the longest. So that came back to staying one more year.
Yeah, it's so cool that you're still involved out there at Stover Farms and a really big part of it. But big season, of course, last year at the tight end position. And if you have another monster one, I imagine you're going to start hearing a little bit of hype about your prospect as a guy that can move on to the next level and play in the NFL. Is that something that you're giving much thought to at this point?
Yeah, I mean, this year I was projected like 4th round pick. So, I mean, of course, just even have an opportunity to be able to look and say, hey, there's a potential to go to the NFL is cool, especially coming like for where you come from. Like you don't see that very often. And just coming back, I think there's a lot of things I can enhance and make better. So I'm excited to work on that and hone in on some stuff that were my weak points last year and see if I can become the most complete tight end in the country this year.
So would you say that's the ultimate goal at this point is to try to pursue playing at the next level for as long as you can, if that becomes the case?
Oh, yeah. That's always been the goal. Play at the next level as long as you can, come back and buy your farm.
All right, man, before we let you go, your alma mater here in Lexington, they're having the best basketball season they've had since you were there and you made that awesome run all the way to the Final Four. So have you had a chance to check in much on the purple and gold and seen what they've been up to?
Yeah, I talked to Scott Hamilton, and Doc, the coaches over there, once every 2 weeks or once a week at that point. Those guys are like family to me. I got up to one game before we left for Georgia to go play in the Peach Bowl, and I mean it was exciting. I mean it's an exciting team. I'm excited to see what they can do.
And the rumor floating around is that you're actually the best basketball player on the Ohio State football team. Is there truth to that rumor? Would you say that you're the top hooper out there?
I think so. I mean, I'm not going to bet against myself in that aspect, but I mean, we got a lot of good players. But yeah, I mean, I like to throw myself up there.
Who else would give me like the top 3 basketball athletes on the team? Who would you identify those being?
JT's good. DeJuan was really good. And CJ was a good player. CJ could shoot the lights out. They were good. But I mean, if we're comparing all around skills, I mean, I think they're betting on me.
My God, always betting on you, Cade. But what about maybe the bottom of the barrel? Who thinks they can hoop, but they're kind of more a football player?
Everybody else everybody will say they can hoop, and then once you get them out there, you're like, holy moly, you've never even touched a basketball.
That's awesome, man. And hey, just one more question for you. I seen that your sister got into coaching here locally. How cool is that to see her getting involved after playing at the college level and wanting to be back here in her hometown and participate in that fashion?
Yeah, that was super, super cool, especially with my little sister playing on the freshman varsity team. Like, Gabby's got such a easy personality to follow and get behind. She is just very charismatic, like super, super energetic, and just very good with people. So, I mean, I think if she wanted to make a career out of it somewhere even higher level, I think she could really do it. I think really whatever she wants to do, though she thinks she's lost in life sometimes, whatever she's going to do, she'll be good at it because she's that's a personality that people can, like, everybody wants to be around.
And I've seen Baby Sis on the volleyball court, and I hear that she's kind of a three-sport dynamo. Could she be the best athlete in the family, or are you trying to keep that top billing for now?
We'll see. She's very, very athletic, super, super talented, very, very good volleyball player. Hoops, we got a little work to do, but she's very good, super good rebounder, just so athletic. I wish we had a rugby team because I think that's what she'd be the best at. She's aggressive as hell, so.
All right, yeah, I'm sure that you and Gabby will keep working with her and get her to, if not the top of the mountaintop in the Stover family, really close. So, hey, man, appreciate the time. I know that you got a lot going on out there. Keep getting yoked up, and we look forward to seeing a lot more success from you on the gridiron coming up in the spring and fall.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.